Hi folks, we're Sophie and Philippe, two professional chefs and regenerative farmers, on a mission to empower people to grow, cook and preserve nutrient-dense, regeneratively grown, delicious food. We bring you how-to recipes, stories that bridge the gap between the land and our plates, sprinkled with a pinch of humor and lots of grit. After a wildfire burned down much of our farm, and with a baby on the way, we're working hard to rebuild our lives. Join us for some honest cooking, regenerative living and fun farm-to-table courses and retreats. We're 4 months post-fire already, guys. Can you believe it? I can't. There's so much going on at the same time, so I thought it would be fun in this video to take you on another farm tour and basically tell you all the projects that are going on, what we're planning on doing in the next few months, and just give you guys a bit of a feel for life on the farm. So the first thing that should be noted is that the energy of the farm has really changed because we had a lot of water, and that meant that after I came back from Italy to the retreat adventure, I came back to a green surprise, which made me feel really good because, as you can see, the grass is starting to grow again, things are covered in green and plants are starting to reshoot with real vigor. Like this fig tree, for instance, I really thought was lost, is starting to regain and have its beautiful new sprouts out. And less fortunate, the bramble that lives alongside of it is also regaining strength, so we'll have to take care of that. This is just one of those things that makes me so happy because this really showcases the strength and resilience of nature. Everything wants to live! This makes me super happy. Look at this, a little oak tree starting to come up again. So one of our main challenges, or maybe my main challenge, has been deciding what we're going to spend the money on first. So what we've decided now is that we're going to bring up some of the basic infrastructure again. And you can hear in the background, or at least you could, a lot of whacking, and that's Philippe fixing the fence. We have livestock, we have 3 dogs, one too many, and that dog is now escaping constantly. So when we bring other livestock back onto the farm as well, it's important that we keep our boundaries secure. And of course, since most of our farm fence burned down, we are rebuilding this in metal currently. And so that's what Philippe has been up to in these past weeks, working hard, making a very beautiful fence, I have to say. Can we use the word anal on YouTube, guys? I don't know if we can. I'm using it anyway. I can get a little bit anal about how things look. So Philippe is doing a really great job at making a beautiful metal fence. Let's go check it out. There's also downsides, which is, for instance, that since we cut down the pine forest, there's a never before seen scenic view of our village here. We can see the church now, which is nice, but unfortunately also some less pleasant or less beautiful buildings.
We did all this job with me and 2 other people, Renato being one of them, you already know, and Cameron. Cameron has the tendency to come here every time we need to put up a fence. If you saw the video from 3 years ago, Cam, we put all the fence outside. Cam was here making that, and he came here. He's now a specialist of putting up fences. So USA, if you need Cam to put up a fence, he's available anytime.
Different kind.
Yeah, really the truth is that without the help of our dear friends and family, Renato being family, Cameron being a dear friend, this farm would not be where it is now, except for the wildfire. I won't put that on your shoulders. But yeah, how has it been for you coming back here like 3 years in? I'm actually quite curious just to hear about your experience of coming here the first time around and then...
Yeah, no, it's been interesting seeing what the fire did to all the stuff that was here before. Because, you know, when I was here, the farm was just getting started up, basically, and now it feels like it's happening all over again, like Groundhog Day.
Yeah, indeed.
But there's still... yeah, there's still lots of developments that have happened that are awesome to see, like the house and
Oh yeah, that's true. We're not in
the
the house
animals, yep,
yet.
that are here now that weren't here the first time. But yeah, being able to put this fence back up and all that stuff has been good.
I feel like the biggest change from the first time is like the first time it was so much clearing, and I feel like now the fire at least did that part for us.
Yeah.
Like there was less clearing, definitely. And also we've learned our lesson, which is never to build a fence in wood in a fire-prone area.
Yep. That's why we're doing metal.
So there's the miraculous pole here and there that survived. How exactly, don't ask me, I'm not sure. But what Philippe is doing is he's trying to keep those poles in use, and then wherever they're burned down sort of halfway, for now he's just leaving this until the entire fence, the entire perimeter is done, and then we'll take away these half-burned bits for the aesthetic.
Okay, so we just ordered 400 metal poles of 1.80 meters. We substitute all of them for the burned ones from wood. We are making now a new enclosure for the goats. We reuse all the fence because the fence was just on the floor without the poles. So we just put the fence back up. We connected all with the metal poles. We're doing the goats now. We're gonna stretch the net so Sophie can come here, and in the future when the stables are made, she can come and milk the goats to make our own cheese. Let's whack some poles on the floor and stretch the net.
The top of our farm near Sharka, there's a water source there, and that's where we're going to keep our goats for the time being, once the fence is done, of course. So the next stage after all of this fencing is done is building some more and renewed stable situations for our animals. In one of our last update videos, we showed you how we cleared this pine forest that got burned down. So those trunks are now drying at our friends, and we'll have lots of planks available soon. So that's really wonderful. We still need to inoculate this with the mushroom mycelium, which we didn't get around to yet. Yet another task on the list. Something to be done, and also just more general clearing of this hill will be needed at some point. Another one of the tasks on the list are a lot of these smaller tasks, which is clearing a lot of the rubble. So a lot of the trees have been taken down. They've been felled alongside the fence in order to restore the fence. They were dead trees anyway, but that just means that there's a lot of debris to handle. And of course we have here our young trees, our fruit trees. So all our fruit trees and our nut trees, we lost everything in the fire. And one of the tasks now is to basically get rid of them again. Yeah. That feels wrong because we put a lot of time into planting these, and now we're going to have to put some time in removing them. We're going to just chop them at the bottom, leave the roots in the soil so that they can decompose over here, and these will become part of the compost pile. So one of the consequences of the fire has been, of course, a lot less bugs around because a lot of things have perished in the fire. So we had a lot less mosquitoes and a lot less flies and a lot less beetles and a lot less of what do you call them, hornets, those massive wasps, which from a comfort perspective was really good. From a ecosystem perspective, obviously very detrimental. So when I'm walking around and I'm seeing these mole holes, these burrows, if you will, that just makes me very happy because that means not all animals have perished and there are still things that are very much alive here. So on the gardening front, there are two big developments. The first one is that we're going to reinvest in some of the essential tools. That's big spend number one. And then the second part is that we've already replanted a lot. So we got a really kind donation from Vivas. I will leave the link below if you want to go check out really good organic seed. Then you can buy it there online. They sell in different places all over Europe. And we planted a lot of seedlings that we also got donated from them. So that's really wonderful because they are looking lush right now. So let me just show you how it looks. So here on my right, we have a few sadder looking plants because these are still hot weather lovers and they're obviously starting to suffer now that the cold is coming in. So I'll be harvesting all of these peppers and whatever is left of these aubergines, it's not going to be much. We'll be cooking with those next week. And then here on my left, I've got beautiful salads, and then we've got our Russian kale, and then we have our palm kale, We've got beautiful lettuces going. And of course we still have to take out our okra plants. Then on the right side we've got beetroots. We are at the end of the asparagus season, so we're waiting for them to die back so we can chop those all down so that the roots can, you know, get ready for next season of asparagus giving. And then behind us, or behind you, the camera, we have here this beautiful field of brassicas. So these are mostly some Vivas seedlings that they donated to us. We have our spitskool, wittekool, broccoli, bloemkool. I'm saying all these names in Dutch. But basically all the different types of cabbages that are out there. So that's the head, the white cabbage. Then we have our spitskool. I don't even know what you call that in English. Ah, that's what it was. So as you can see, basically everything here is looking super lush. What this garden needs right now is a little bit of TLC, mostly weeding, because Philippe has been tending to the fence and other projects. That is getting slightly out of hand here. So those tools that I mentioned earlier are essential to get that work done. Furthermore, down the field we had a big bed of potatoes, sweet potatoes to be exact, that we harvested. They're in storage right now. A lot of stuff coming up cooking wise. We'll be cooking with sweet potatoes, green peppers, our little bit of leftover aubergine. So there's a lot of cooking stuff coming out for that reason. So the aim is to be selling again as a market garden starting next April. This of course gives us some time because I'll be having the baby in January and Philippe is busy with all of these other projects right now. But as you can see, we're doing a good job at growing food. We're selling very little to our hardcore clients right now, but even that, not really. Mostly for own production at this point. And then when the new year arrives, we're going to be expanding again into more garden, more irrigation and such. So if you want to see a very sexy Scottish man without his top on building this shack, you should go to this video right here. Unfortunately, the fire didn't leave much of the evidence from all that hard work. So what's next in the agenda here after the fencing has been done is resurrecting the stables and building a few more. One of these stables is this one because the structure is already there. So what we're going to do is we're going to plaster it and put new gates in again that are functional. Right now in here we have one of our pregnant ewes. She's about to give birth, so there's a little lamb on the way, maybe two. She looks very big. And a really neat feature is actually that we've been sponsored by Reolink. So we've got two different cameras installed right now. One of them is here in the stable, hopefully going to catch a live birth. And the second one is up by the house. So that means that if we're leaving the farm for longer periods of time, we can look at who's coming in and out. And with our three big dogs, that's usually no one, but you never can be too sure. So it's been really great having these cameras because we can see what's happening here in the stable, and sometimes when we hear weird noises at night, you always think, are the animals okay? And this saves Philippe a trip from getting out of the bed and having to physically go look. So that's really wonderful. Another great thing about, of course, us being sponsored by this Reolink brand is that we got you all a discount. So if you're interested in putting some home security up or you want to monitor your pets, then check out the link below and make use of our discount code. All right, so besides the re-beautifying of this stable, there's a few things going on here. We installed a new water point. So this is basically fed from our well. And we have an automated system for their drinking systems. This is going to come off when we redo it, and then we'll be reinstalling this, but that's one of the expenses we've made. And then you can see that they're here in this enclosed pasture still. So we've made the decision to keep them confined for a little longer because as all of this grass is starting to regrow and regain strength, we really don't want to stress it out now by getting it, chopped down from the top again. So we're going to probably do that for another month or so, and then we'll start strip grazing everything again on the farm. So this is the spot right now where we're collecting all of the wood chips, which will end up in our garden. And as you can tell, it's loads. We have loads more to come. So this improvised structure will be here for a while longer, unfortunately, but it is serving a very good purpose.
Got ourselves another gate. Nothing is coming out of here. Okay, let's keep on going.
So in the midst of all of this death and destruction, you can tell that here with this massive pile of dead biomass behind me, which we will of course reuse, there are also such signs of hope, because this olive tree here, it was an adult tree that we lost in the fire and it got cut down, but you can see at the base of it, it's already starting to regrow, and this will once more be a very vigorous, beautiful tree. It'll just take a while. Behind me here, there is an actual different type of oak, sort of a bushy oak. The name escapes me, but I'll look it up for you. And then behind me is the Quercus suber, so that is the native cork oak to Portugal, a very important tree, and also one actually that evolved to be resistant to fire. And so you can really tell that because this tree looked as if it had completely perished, but it is resprouting from all sides. My belly is not keeping me in balance, guys. I'm about to tumble over here. But these are the things that keep us going at the moment. Here you go, I go again. But these are really the things that keep us going currently, because when we walk around and we see all this regrowth and things that have survived, that just gives us a lot of hope for that it won't be long until this farm is looking super lush again. Our last pigs survived the fire event, but unfortunately they didn't survive the post-fire event, which was a lot of heat and a lot of soot, and I think there was just a lot of thermal shock that happened during the event itself. So unfortunately we lost those, but we have two new ones because our neighbor is a wonderful lady who grows these and who had sold them to us the first time and who decided to gift us two new ones. So we've got another pair of Kunes here, male and female. Ginger and Vanilla are the names according to the kids, and we have put them, housed them up right now temporarily in the only broiler pen that survived. Which brings me actually to the broiler pen situation on the farm. Currently we have one, we don't have any chickens anymore. We've culled our old laying flock because they were just not producing as much anymore, and we really love chicken soup, so those are in the freezer for later. That means that as spring comes in, we will also recommence with the meat production and with the egg production. And that means that we're going to be building 4 of these, just with a slightly modernized design. And I'm very much looking forward to that, to showing you that process. In the meantime, this beauty over here, Aham, which we built in Italy, is still standing, so it's really robust. And it serves practically very well as this improvised pig enclosure. So basically just a lot going on. Sometimes it feels like a little bit too much, but we're not going to complain because there really is no better feeling than the overwhelm of executing on your own dreams. If you're new to this channel and you want to see how we built up this farm the first time around, you can go check out this series called How We Built Up the Farm. Or if you're into cooking and you maybe even have interest to come and join us here on site in Portugal, be sure to check out the link to our retreats, because we have some dates coming up and you can come and spend time with us on the farm right here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you on the next one. The Farming Chefs, peace out.